Imagine a world where time itself seemed to stretch and bend, where a year could last not just 365 days, but an astonishing 445 days. While it may sound like the stuff of science fiction, there was indeed a moment in history when a year seemed to defy our conventional understanding of time. Step into the past with us as we explore the curious case of 46 BC, a year that has left its mark as one of the most remarkable and perhaps perplexing in the annals of timekeeping. Join us on a journey to understand what made this year so exceptional and why it remains a fascinating chapter in human history. In the year 46 BC, the Roman Republic found itself at a crossroads. The political landscape was marked by turmoil, power struggles, and a looming sense of uncertainty. At the heart of this turmoil was Julius Caesar, one of the most illustrious military commanders and statesmen in Roman history. Having emerged victorious in the civil war against his rival, Pompey the Great, Julius Caesar had been declared Dictator Perpetuo by the Roman Senate, effectively granting him unprecedented authority and making him the de facto supreme ruler of Rome. Amidst this political upheaval, Julius Caesar recognized the need for reform in various aspects of Roman life, one of which was the calendar. The existing Roman calendar was based on lunar months and was notoriously inaccurate in tracking the solar year. Over time, this inaccuracy had led to a misalignment of the calendar with the seasons, causing agricultural and administrative issues. The pre-Julian Roman calendar was a lunar calendar consisting of 12 months, totaling 355 days. To compensate for the shortfall of about 10.25 days compared to the solar year of approximately 365.2422 days, the Romans occasionally inserted an extra month known as Mercedonius into their calendar. However, this adjustment was arbitrary and often politically manipulated, resulting in a chaotic and unreliable timekeeping system. As a consequence of these inaccuracies, the Roman calendar had drifted significantly out of sync with the solar year by the time of Julius Caesar's rule. The misalignment was so pronounced that by 46 BC, the spring equinox, which marked the beginning of the agricultural year, was falling on March 11th instead of around March 21st as it should have. This discrepancy affected crucial events such as agricultural planting and religious festivals, leading to widespread confusion and administrative challenges. Recognizing the pressing need for reform, Julius Caesar turned to the wisdom of the Alexandrian astronomer Sosigenes for a solution. Together, they devised a new calendar system, which we now know as the Julian calendar. The key innovation of the Julian calendar was the introduction of the leap year concept. In the Julian calendar, an extra day was added to the calendar every 4 years. This additional day, known as the leap day, was inserted at the end of February. This adjustment brought the average length of the calendar year to 365.25 days, much closer to the solar year's length. It effectively minimized the seasonal drift and aligned the calendar with the natural rhythms of the Earth's orbit around the Sun. Contrary to the claim that the year 46 BC itself was 445 days long, the Julian calendar was introduced in 45 BC, and it was in this year that the significant calendar reform took place. In order to align the calendar with the solar year, 2 extra months were inserted into 45 BC, extending it to 445 days in total. This was a one-time adjustment to synchronize the calendar, and it did not affect the length of subsequent years. The Julian calendar, a product of Julius Caesar's vision and the astronomical expertise of Sosigenes, had a profound and lasting impact. It became the standard calendar in the Roman world and endured for many centuries. While it wasn't entirely perfect, it was a significant improvement over its predecessor. The Julian calendar's influence extended well beyond the Roman Empire. It served as the basis for the Gregorian calendar, which was introduced by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582 to further refine the leap year rule. The Gregorian calendar is the one most of the world uses today, demonstrating the enduring legacy of Julius Caesar's reform and the pivotal role played by the year 46 BC in the evolution of our timekeeping systems. Before Caesar's calendar revolution, Rome's timekeeping was a chaotic lunar tango with the solar world. Picture this: the Roman calendar originally danced to the moon's rhythm, not the steady beat of the sun. Lunar calendars peg their dates to the ever-shifting phases of the moon, swinging from new moon to full moon and back again. The Roman priests, the keepers of this celestial jig, had an unenviable task. They juggled a fickle 12-month calendar that lagged behind the solar year by a bothersome 10 days or more. In theory, they had a quick fix up their togas. They could simply tack on extra days to February every other year. It was like saying, let's throw in a few bonus days to sync our calendar with the seasons. Neat, right? But here's where the plot thickens. This plan was as reliable as a toga in a whirlwind. To get it right, those priests needed to be as vigilant as ever, religiously adding and subtracting days. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Unfortunately, it was anything but. In the years leading up to Caesar's meteoric rise to power, Rome was a cauldron of political upheaval and turmoil. With the nation in crisis, the calendar took a back seat, and those poor priests couldn't even keep up. The consequence? The calendar in complete disarray. Harvest festivals no longer celebrated during the harvest, and the natural order of things was thrown into chaos. But fear not, because as we'll soon discover, Julius Caesar was about to waltz in and bring order to this celestial dance. In the grand tapestry of antiquity, calendars were less about the rigid ticking of time and more about orchestrating the cadence of life. These ancient calendars were like well-worn schedules, vital for organizing religious festivities, binding the terms of contracts, and orchestrating the intricate dance of social life. Imagine a world where time was a flexible notion, where people understood that calendars could be molded and sculpted, even for political maneuvering. The guardians of time were the priests and officials, the ones who wielded the power to nudge the hands of the celestial clock. And across the diverse expanse of the ancient world, a myriad of calendars thrived, each with its unique tempo. In this world, calendar time flowed like a river, meandering through the seasons, but subject to change and revision at the whims of those who held the quill. The consistency we associate with modern calendars was a foreign concept. Time was as fluid as the ebb and flow of a river, where every twist and turn brought with it the promise of something new and the prospect of redefining what was. As we conclude our exploration of the year 46 BC and its extraordinary length, we are reminded that the concept of time has always been a subject of intrigue and adaptation for humanity. From the lunar solar calendars of ancient civilizations to the precision of the modern Gregorian calendar, our understanding of time has evolved over millennia. The Roman calendar reforms of 46 BC, while not resulting in a 445-day year, nevertheless paved the way for the calendars we use today. In the end, these historical curiosities serve as a testament to our ongoing quest to master time, a quest that continues to shape our world in profound ways. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more.